Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's tutorial, you're going to learn the step-by-step process in creating this interactive sales dashboard in Excel. We're going to explore how to transform sales data into a dynamic, informative dashboard. If you are new to my channel, kindly subscribe and hit the notification button. Okay, so this is our data set that we are going to use for our dashboard, and this is a sales data set. Okay. So we have the segments, the product ID, the customer ID, units sold, we have the sales column, the profits. So the first thing that we are going to do is to create different sheet for our analysis. We have one sheet for all the analysis and also one sheet for our dashboard. So let's do that. So this particular sheet will be for analysis. Then we also have another one for dashboard. So the first thing that we want to look at is that we want to analyze the sales, that is the revenue, the profit, the units sold, and also to calculate the profit margin. And we are going to do that with a pivot table. So let's insert our first pivot table, and then we choose the existing sheet and choose the analysis sheet. So what we are going to do is we want to look at the total sales, profits, and then the units sold. Change this one to total sales, total profits, okay. So this is what we have. So we want to create profit margin, and profit margin is simply the profit divided by the total sales or revenue. So we will use get data from pivot table, total profit divided by total sale, and this is in percentage into decimal place. Okay, so this is our profit. We have the total sale, the total profit, and then profit margin. When we go back to our data set, we also have some other things that we can also look at, which is we can also try to find out which of these products is the top selling product. So to do that, we also create another pivot table. Let's come here and create a new pivot table so that we look at the top selling products. And with this one, we are going to use I'll put the customer, the product ID here, and then I'll look at the the sale, the sales in the value section. Okay, let me remove this. So this is what we have. Okay, so out of this, we want to create, out of this, we want to locate the top selling products from this particular one. And what we are going to do is just simple. We are going to use the index to take the top selling product out of this. Okay, so let me just do that over here. So I'll use a formula, okay, and then let me do that in the formula bar equal to, so I'll use the index function, index, and what I'm going to do is that I want to index the whole of this one. So I'll pick the whole of this, index it, and then I'll use the match function as well. So match function, and inside the match function, I want to pick the maximum value. The match function, I'm trying to look up, okay, I'm going to look up for the maximum value. So I'll use the max inside the match function. And what do I want to look at? The maximum value that I want to look at for, okay. And that maximum value, where do I want to pick it from? I want to pick the maximum value from the sales, the sum of sales. So I'll pick this one over here, and then I'm going to close this for that of the max, because I'm looking out for the maximum value inside this particular one. And then for that of the array, the lookup array for the max as well, it's also going to be the same thing. Okay, going to be the same value over here. And then what do I want to? I want to look out for the exact match. Okay, so with exact match, I'm going to use 0, and now I can close this particular one for that of the match, comma, and then which of the two columns, which of the columns do I want to return? Now I'm looking out for the products. Okay, I want to look out for the top selling products for the product. So I'm going to use 1 for the product, because this the first column, that is 1. So, and then I'll close this. So when I hit it, this is giving me product ID 2. Okay, telling me that the product ID 2, which is this one, is the top selling product. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to copy the same formula. Okay, I'm going to copy the same formula, and all that I'm going to do is I'm going to paste the same formula in this cell as well. And in this case, I will change the column to 2, because now I'm looking out for, I want to locate the price for the sale for that particular product ID. Okay, so it's giving me the sale for that particular product as well. So let me format it for, okay, so this will give me 33 million in both this. So I can do same for this one as well. This is also in million. All right. So this is what we have. Okay. Now we want to start putting this on the dashboard. So the first thing over here that I'll do is I'll disable the grid, and then I'll change the background to um, gray color, some light gray color, and select everything. Change the gray color to 5% dark. Okay, so this is what I have. And start developing our charts. Now I want to select both of them all together so that I will group them and be able to move all of them. So I can use the selection panel and then click and then click both of them all together. That is control and click, and then now I can group both of them together. So once done, I can be able to drag them and put them, position them at where I want them to be. Okay, so let me insert test box. So okay, so that is what we have. But I want to add some logo to it. So what I will do is that I'll create a new shape, two circle that probably I can use for. Okay, take it back and then position this one on it. Let me select both of them. and group. Now I can position it anywhere I want to position it. And put a copy down. So now let me insert something like a logo. I have some pictures on my desktop, so let me just pick any of them. So something like this one. We do. So now it's time to put our KPIs on the shape as well. Very quickly format this shape. Then duplicate it. So this is okay. And let's also try to let's insert text box. The first one is total sales. So we have the total sales, total profits. 50%. Then total units sold. Okay, so let me pick the values here with also another text box and just copy this. Equal to, okay, so A3, good. So instantly I pick the value inside. Do same for all of them. The profits, the total profit is in B3. D3. And insert some pictures for all of them. So what I'm going to do is just copy all of them. So I think the normal formatting should have been okay. So let me just go and change the formatting to currency. So this is okay, this is good. The next thing to do would be to, let me duplicate this as well. So what I want to put on is this one. So I now want to put on the best selling, okay, or top selling products. So with that one, what I will do is to, and just to top selling products. So with this one too, what I'm going to do is just go and pick it from this one. Okay. So what I'll do is, once I'm here, type equal to, then go and pick the data from this one. So that at any time that it changes, you would get the changes as well. It will be updated from here as well. So do the same thing for them. Let me try to update these changes as well. So once that all the KPIs, that is key performance indicators, are then once we are done with the visualization of all of them, the next thing that we want to do is to try to visualize other aspects of the data as well. Let's try to create some charts to analyze the data. And the first one that we will look at is to create either we want to look at the monthly sales. So let's create our next pivot table on the existing chart. So let's pick a place like this. Good. And with this particular one, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to look at the total sales for, that is monthly sales. Okay, I want to analyze the monthly sales and profit by month as well. So something like kind of monthly profits and sales. So let me look at this in this way, and also the profits. Okay, so and I'll drag months to the row column so that I'll have it as it. I don't want the total, so let me remove this one. Okay, so something like this. Okay, and what I also want to do is to calculate the profit margin for all months, just as we did for the first one, and then the profit divided by the saved. Okay, so once I have this, change it to percentage and have it in um, just 1%. It's okay. Now the reason why it's repeating is because of I'm using get pivot data. Okay, now if you don't know how to use the get pivot data, or if yours is not coming, once you click on the pivot table, just go to the pivot table analyze. Over here, just scroll down, and then the option, once you choose the option, you should check the generate get pivot data, and then you'll be able to do that. Now let's come back to this one. The reason why all of them are 70% is because of this what you are using over here. Okay, so you are not supposed to, it's not supposed to be in quotes generally. Instead of this, you would pick the month. Okay, it's actually picking the month, just only this one, the cell rather, and you do same for this one as well. Okay, so once you hit OK, and then we recheck all of them, it should work for, it should change. Good. So this is what we have. Okay, so here we are just trying to create a profit uh, margin for all of the months. Okay, and we want to visualize this particular data. So being in any of this particular field, we go to insert, then we try to insert charts. Okay, here we are going to use any of the let me look at, good, this one will be okay. That's stack column. Let me use the stack column to visualize this particular one. So yeah, I will remove this particular field, I'll hide it. I don't want this one. And then this particular one, I'll position it on top rather. Okay, I'll position the grid line, I'll check it off, and then the legend position, I'll put it on top. Okay, so that it will be on top like this. And with these particular places, these ones, this format, I want to go and change this particular format. So this is the place where I want to use the million and then the thousands, and it is as a result of this place, this, that is the sales. Okay, so what I will do over here is that I will select all of them, do the formatting to all of them very well. Okay, now once that I'm done with this one, I can now go and make the customizations. Okay, all of them are in million, so I'll go and make the do the customizations, change it to million. Good. So it has changed nicely to, so because I'm using the K as well. So instead of, see, this one is not up to million. So it will automatically change it for us as K. Put K over there. Okay, so this is what I want. Okay, I want it this way. So before I can copy this. So let me copy this and go and paste it in my dashboard. Okay, okay. But then because I'm using any of this as my chart, okay, let me just copy the down one, duplicate the down one, and then resize it. This is what I want to use for all my charts. Let me ungroup and reposition them very well. Let's format the chart to our liking. Okay, so I want to change this particular one to the percentage. So I'll use this one to pick the data. Okay, so the value from cell, and then I'll select the percentage. Okay, that is the percentage margin, and then I'll pick this as well. So that now what I will do is that I will select this one so that only the percentage margin also will show up. Okay, so let me edit this particular uh, values inside here. and then I'll include title. Okay, I'll include the title to the chart, and so let me copy the text box. And the title here is that because it's both the sales and profit by month, I'll use both of them. So sales and profit by month. Okay, so this one is ready and set. Now the next one we need to create is also, we are going to create another one. With this one, what we want to do is that we will want to analyze the customers. Okay, that is the customers, and we want to look at the customers together with their price. And this one, you create a screw. So what you do is, over here, down here, you create another pivot table. Okay, and with this particular pivot table, we are looking at the customers. We are focusing on customers. So that is their customers with their sales. So what I will do inside the row is the customer ID. Okay, so that is the customer name. No, I'm looking at the IDs. So customer ID, and then I'll use the sales. Okay, so that is what I have over here. So what I will do is that, let me format this. Let me format it to, okay, and then let me choose this place is where I will need the million, and then good. So this is what I have, and this is okay. And now when you check it clearly, you realize that the customers is up to 50. So which means that we have the customer ID up to 150. Okay, so what we will do is that we want to create a screw. Okay, where we use it to screw for first 10. We analyze the first 10, and we also look at the next 10 as well. And with that one, we will go to the developer section. Now, if you don't have this particular developer tab at the top over here, all that you need to do is that just go to the options. Okay, once you go to the options, you locate the ribbon over here. So under the ribbon section, that is the customer ribbon sections, the developer tab is located over here. That is customize the ribbon. Once you check it and then you click OK, you should see the developer appear at the top over there. Okay, all right. So I already have that. So once you come to the developer tab over here, what you want to do is we want to create a screw. So you click on the insert button over here, and then you choose screw bar. Okay, now we want to create screw. Oh, good. It has been created. So what I will do is that I have to enlarge it. Okay, so let me make it bigger. Let me enlarge it. Okay, so this is the screw that we've created. So you let's right click it, and then we choose format control. Okay, so under the format control, what we want to do is that we want to choose the minimum. Okay, the minimum we want to choose 1, and then the maximum, because the total customers is 150, we want to set down the maximum to 150. And then the link, okay, where we want to link it to. So I'll choose just one of the cell over there. All right. Okay. Now, if we move it to if because it's in scroll, once you move it to the top, it should give us 1. Okay. So that is the first step. The next thing that we want to do is that we also want to look at the maximum. Okay. Now we have 1 as the starting. Okay. Here, so we will do equal to, then we use the count. Okay. The count, and then what we want to do is that we want to count the whole of all these ones. So choose this one, select all of them. Okay. And then you click OK. So automatically you get 150. And then the next part is that we want to also look at, you see, when you scroll, because we want to give up to 10 at a spot. Okay, 10 at a row. So you look at the first 10, then you also look at the first 10. So if you are looking at 10, 10, 10, it means that at a point in time you will get to 9, then it will be off. Okay, which means that when we want to get to, when we have up to 141, the scroll down shouldn't work again unless we scroll up. So because of that, I will choose this one. I will say that the 150, okay, so equal to then this particular one minus 9. Okay, so that will give me, so it means that as soon as we hit 141, the scroll bar cannot go down again, because at that point we will be seeing all the from 141 to 150. So the scroll bar cannot work again. And then we want to also set a minimum. Okay, so the minimum, we say equal to mean, and the mean here should be equal to what we have over here as this one, comma, and then this one. Okay, so that should be our mean. Okay, so that should be our mean. Now we will use this information to offset the values, offset the up to 10. Okay, so the offset, let me position it somewhere here. Okay, so equal to offset. And what do I want to offset? I want to, so now I'm picking the heading. Okay, so I will, first of all, I want to offset 10 of the customer IDs. So let me pick 10 of the customer IDs. Okay, so here what I'm going to do is that I'm picking 10 of this particular one. So once I select the first the column over here, what else do I want to which part again do I want to select? Okay, so I'll give comma, and then I'll come and select my minimum. Okay, I'll select my minimum over here. Now with this particular minimum, I have to make sure it is it's move around throughout. So I'll use the dollar sign to, and then what I will do is that I will set it to the column. Okay, the columns, the first one is, we are going to give it as 0, and we want to give up to 10. Okay, we want to offset up to 10 at a time. That's 10 customers at a time. So once you run this, it should give us 1 up to 10. Good. So this is what we want. We want 1 up to 10. Now we will do the same thing for this part as well. Okay, so we can equally copy that of the same code over here. We can equally copy the same code and just paste it in the second one. However, with this particular one, instead of choosing the row label, we choose the sum of sales. Okay, so I can copy the same thing. So what I'll do is I'll copy the same code over here. Okay, so I copy the same code, and when I come here, I'll paste the same code. But with this one, I'll come and delete this one and pick this part. Okay, so that now I have the when it comes to, I have their total sales as well. Okay, now I also want to format the whole of this one to take the the million, and then I have to take the million and thousand. Okay, so formatting style that I want over here. The formatting style that I've already set down. We have it. I'm going to set for it. Good. So we have this one as this. Now let me check if the screw is working. As soon as I click on it, see, so it's now working. So you can see the first one, the first tent has moved, okay. And if you come to this area, you realize that you are now at a different point. So the same thing, if you click, you should be moving, okay. So our screw is working very well, okay. So our screw is really working, showing that it is moving. So what I will do is that I'll use this to plot a chart, okay. I'll use this to plot a chart, and then so let me point to any of them and then insert a new chart. Okay. So let me go to all charts and look at bar, okay. So I want to look at bar charts. Okay, this one is okay, clustered bar charts. So I have my bar chart like this. So if I use the screw here, okay, so this is what the effect, you can see the effect. So it means that it will be changing as soon as you click on it, this will be changing. So that is what I want to achieve. Okay, so let me go back to chart editing and then let me remove the grid line. Okay, now let me just copy this, the whole of this one, okay, and take it to my dashboard. I can format it here. So the title for this one, I'm going to choose sales by customers. So I'm going to copy the title from here. Now I have to also include the screw, okay. Don't forget we developed a screw here, so I'll copy this screw and also paste it here. Okay, so this screw now it's not working yet, so we just need to update it. Okay, good. So now our screw is working. So when we click here, you can see the effect that is taking place. Okay, so our screw is really working. So this is what we want to achieve. All right. Once that we are done with this, we want to create another chart. With that one, let me copy this whole thing again. Okay, so we want to one interesting chart in the latest Excel is Sunburst. So I'm going to create that chart over there, and then I'm going to place it at this particular place. I'm going to place it at this particular end over here. So let's go and create the Sunburst chart. Okay, and what we are going to do is that we will first of all create another pivot table. Okay, and with this particular pivot table, what we want to do is that we want to look at the hierarchy. Okay, we want to look at hierarchy. That is month. We want to each year we want to look at the product name. Okay, we want to look at some of the product name. That is the product name. Then we look at the year, and then we look at the total sale as well. Okay, so we will create another um, pivot table to do that analysis, and then we look at, so we put that pivot table, want to put that pivot table somewhere, okay, somewhere here. Okay, and with this particular one, the first thing that we want to look at is that we put the product name here in the row column so that we can see the product name like this, and then we will look at the sales in the value section. Okay, so now this is what I have. What I want to look at is, I want to look at the year. So what I will do is that, let me pick the year. So this is what I have. Okay, so this is what I have, and let me remove this, the grand total, and then here I'm going to do some editing over here. And then the first editing I want to do is that, let me go to pivot option. Okay, and in the pivot option, the display, I want to display classical pivot table layout. Okay, so that is the first thing I want to display. Good, so it displays it for me this way. And then I also want to look at another settings over here. Let me look at field settings, and then under the layout and print, I'll look at the repeat item labels. Okay, so that the labels will be repeated. Good, so that each year I'll have this particular one. And I want to remove the subtotal. I don't want the subtotal for each of them. So let me also go and disable the subtotal. Good, so now this is okay for me. Okay, this is okay. This is what I'm looking at, I'm looking for. So the next thing that I want to do is how I will be able to change this particular to a Sunburst visualization. Now, if I want to use this to develop a Sunburst visualization, it won't work because it's in a pivot table. So what I will do is that I will extract all these data out by copying all of them, and then we will paste it as a value. Then you can use our charts. Now, one thing that before we move on, let's change all these ones too. So let me make it 2021 year. Now we can use our charts. We don't want the title, data labels. What do you want? So we want to show the value as well. Okay, and this value, what I will do is that format these particular values. So let me copy this one as well and then paste it somewhere here. Then we can do editing to this one. So edit charts visual. So this is enough for us. Having achieved this, what we want to do again is we want to create another visual. Okay, with this particular one, we want to analyze the sales by each country, and then we also look at monthly profit, that is trend, monthly profit trend, and then we also look at maybe sales by segment. Okay, so let's look at the first one, which is sales by country. And with that, we create a new pivot table. So let me create that pivot table somewhere here. And then let me go to our data, insert a new pivot table. With this particular one, because we want to look at sales by country, we will look at the sales into value, and then we will go to the country. Okay, we look at the country as well. Now we don't want the subtotal, so we can remove the grand total, and this is all that we are looking at. Okay, so we use this particular one to draw a donut chart. So we have this particular data, then let's format this into millions so that we can be able to put them on the donut chart easily. Let's make this one maybe uh, let's view it as show as maybe percentage of grand total, and with this particular one, let's take away all decimals, and now let's just insert our chart. And we want a donut chart, so it's supposed to be pi, okay, and then donuts. So this is sales by country. And then we want to also create another one that is sales by segment. Okay, so each of the segment, when you look at the data set, we have segments. So we want to look at each segment, the sales that they also need. So over here, we create another pivot table. Okay, and with this particular pivot table, our aim is to analyze each segment, sales by each segment. Okay, so let me put that one beneath this place. So just like the way we did for the country, here we are looking at the sales and then we look at the segments. So let's also insert a chart here. And this one, you want to insert a tree map. Now this one too, it won't work, so we can extract this particular data. So let's extract this data. So equal to, and we have this, so that we can use the tree map to visualize this particular one. Then we have this. So now let's change this so that it will also work. Just pick this one. So this is what we have. Then we use this to draw our tree map. So with this, we can visualize that on the tree map. Good. So this is what we have. If you want to visualize on the tree map, let's disable the legend and then title. Nice one. Let's copy it. Before we even copy it, let's create a space for it. Okay, so this is nice. We have the together with the value and everything over there. So now we are left with just one visual, and this one we want to analyze the monthly trend. So we want to look at it as in every month how the profit is being generated. So that is what we want to look at right now. So we will create another pivot table. So let me see where you can put that. Let's put it somewhere beneath this. So we create another pivot table. Then what we will do is we look at the year. Okay. So here we are going to look at the sales here, and then we look at the year, and then we also look at the month. So this is what we want to, and then we remove we hide the grand total. So this is what we have. We will also want to, what we are going to do is that we can equally remove this particular one as well, which will be the subtotal as well, but we won't bother. So all that we are going to do is that, let me select the whole of this, and then we format it to million, and then so custom, we look at the million. Good. So that's what we have as a subtotal. So having this, the next thing that we can do is to try to create a visual for this particular one. So we can create a visual. Now, I think, okay, this is the sum of sales. So let's do it for we are doing it for the profit. So let me take out the, the sales. Okay, so this is what we want to do. So now, all that we will do is that you go and set a line chart so that you can visualize the monthly trend. So let me use the stag line with markers. Good. And then let's look at some other designs that we have. There are many designs, so let's go through them one by one and choose the one that is good for us. This is nice. So let's remove these two tab, hide this, remove this as well. So let's place it here and do some editing. So let's do some slight editings. Think this is okay, and then this one is monthly profits, that is, or monthly trend. So we have all this nicely. Let's create some slices. So what we will do is we just select any of the charts, then we create a slicer, insert a slicer right here. So the first slicer that I'm going to insert will be for years. So I want a slicer for years, and I want another slicer for months. So two slices. So you have this, and then you also have this. So I'm going to change all of them to be so that this one will be with two columns, and this one too will be with two columns. So let's copy the two slices, then paste them here. Selecting the slicer, report connection, and then we will connect all pivot tables. So you have connecting all the pivot table that you have. And do same for this one as well. So we have all the pivot table connected. So at any point in time, our dashboard should begin to interact as soon as we use the slicer. So you can see it's working. With the exception of only this particular chart, what we can do is we can create its own slicer. Over here, if you want to create its own slicer, what we are going to do is that selecting this particular one, then we set a slicer because this is the table, and then you want this one. So then we create a new slicer. Good. So let's just copy this one as well, and then let's try and come and put it somewhere here. Beneath this one, because we have some small space here, so you can use this one, you can put it here. Good. So having this, we have a complete dashboard. So let me just show everything on a full screen. So this is a complete dashboard that we have, data analytics dashboard that we have. This brings us to the end of our tutorial for today.